So after the disaster that was Halloween 3, they decided 6 years later, instead of just letting it be and rest in peace and leave it alone, Mustafa Akkad, the producers, like, we're bringing back Michael, we can make a lot of money. Yeah, Halloween 4. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, stars Donald Pleasance, Ellie Cornell, and Danielle Harris, the new lead character of this, because in this story, you know, in number 2 they set up Michael. He's trying to kill Laurie Strode because that's his sister, and it was like, well, maybe that's too overly convenient, complicates things, but they're going for it here because now it's not just that. She died in a car crash, and her daughter, little Jamie, Michael's coming to get her. He's escaped from a sanitarium again, like he's all burnt up and stuff, and he escapes again by like shoving a thumb through a guy's head, and he's coming to get her now, making it honestly an even more fucked up premise in a way than just trying to kill your sister. It's also overly complicated. Kill your niece now and this and that. It's just every extended blood relative must die. But it's like Michael wants to go stab like a 7-year-old girl. That's creepy. And Donald Pleasance is back. Sam Loomis is back with like a burnt hand and half a burnt face, and it just looks like shit because apparently he couldn't die either. That explosion that was supposed to kill them both, nothing came of it. They all just got a few burns here and there, and they made it out pretty much okay. And oh my god, this movie, if I thought Halloween 3 was like insane, what the fuck were they thinking? I respected it a little bit for like they wanted to do something different, and it horribly misfired and didn't work. But they didn't want to do the same old shit. This movie, they want to do the same old shit. They're just trying to repeat the beats of the original Halloween, but now it's like his niece he's gonna kill. He's escaping another sanitarium. Loomis is like, you have to stop him, he's pure evil, and he's coming to get her. They're repeating the same beats. They're trying to go for the same feel, but it's not working. In this one, it really isn't. At least in Halloween 2, they sort of tried to copy some of Carpenter's style for the long tracking shots or creepy background stuff going on. POV, like they were able to execute that. In this, they didn't give a shit. It doesn't have the same cinematographer, it doesn't look, feel the same, sound the same. It's only Alan Howarth doing the music, and I hated the music in this one. They took the classic Halloween theme, and they were just butchering it, doing horrible things with it. Like, you know the classic, the shape lurks, da, 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 da. Hearing their version of this made me like ball up my fist, and I wanted to punch someone, because they just did it horribly. The music, you need John Carpenter to do the music, or it doesn't work. And everything about this movie is just awful. There is so little I can actually praise as being good in this. And there are reasons. This movie was written in 11 days because the writer wanted to beat the writer's strike. So he just quickly, out of his ass, pulled out a script, wrote it out, and there. That's what we got. So that explains some things. Because this movie, what can I actually say was good? It's like, okay, the main character, Rachel, was bland, generic, forgettable, but not bad. Like, her acting didn't make me want to shoot myself. It's like, yeah, maybe she'd be okay on a sitcom, whatever. And then Danielle Harris was good. As a kid actor, she was pretty good. She really sold me that she was terrified and scared of Michael Myers. So she's probably the best actress in this too. Poor Donald Pleasance is hammy in this, and it's just not working. And it's like, they should have let him burn to death. They should have let Michael burn to death. But no, they're both back. They're both just annoying. Michael in this, his kills are weird, because at this point, the second one, it annoyed me. Like, the first one wasn't about just being a bunch of people dying. It was about characters you like, and then her friend. Like, it was, you like Laurie, you don't care about her friends so much, but they're dying, and it's supposed to be about a hero. And this, it's about Michael killing people, and then a little kid that we don't want to die. But it's like, put his thumb through someone's head, shove a shotgun through some bitch, and stab her into a wall that way, which I appreciated that one. That one kind of made me laugh a little. But in this, it's a slasher movie. They're going for that slasher craze of the 80s. Just kill a bunch of people, who gives a shit? And they can't even do that right at times. Some of the kills are so just like, that's underwhelming. And speaking of Michael, the guy here to kill everyone just in varied ways, his mask looks like ass. What I did not realize, Halloween 2, I said it looked bad, and it did. It looked like they took the original mask and let it just rot to shit, because that's what happened. They had the original mask, and it's like, it kind of took a lot of a beating throughout the first movie, and apparently like the guy wore it in his pocket a lot, so it was all folded up. And I think it was like Deborah Hill or someone just had left it under her bed for a bunch of months, and it got all dusty and dirty. And that's why it looked like crap in the second movie. In this one, it's not the same mask, and it looks so bad. It looks way too big. It's like proportions are fucked up. It's too down on his head and stuff. It's just awful. The hair, this mask is awful. Every time I saw Michael, I was never scared anymore. I was just kind of half laughing, like he looks like an idiot. In the second one, he's still a creepy, but I was annoyed at how the mask looked worn in because it was worn in. But this, it just looks bad. And I got 2 more problems with Michael Myers and the mask. This is Haddonfield, and it's been like 10 years since the original Halloween. And like at the beginning, Michael's like wrapped up like a mummy. And that's kind of interesting. It's like, oh, he doesn't just need the same old shit, but he rushes to town after like blowing up a gas station in a... What the fuck was that scene about, really? An explosion. He ran over a tube and it blew up a gas station. But he gets to town, goes to a store, and immediately, hey, there's my mask. Great. Perfect. Why would that town still be selling that mask? Oh, this is the mask that a psycho used to murder like 16 people 10 years ago. Let's keep selling it. That's not in poor taste. Yeah, what the fuck? And speaking of the mask, at a certain point in this movie, they run to a school. He's chasing after Jamie and Dr. Loomis, and this part just made me go, they don't know how to make a movie. They don't know what they're doing. These people have no clue how a movie is made, because I don't know what the fuck happened here. And I've looked into it. I can't figure out what happened. For one split shot in the movie, for like 2 shots actually, Michael jumps out and like grabs Loomis and throws him, and he's got blonde hair. It's the same shitty mask, but now his hair is blonde. What the fuck were they doing? He has blonde hair. The mask has always been darkish brown hair throughout the whole movie. For one shot, he jumps out, grabs him, blonde, platinum blonde hair, and then like 20 seconds later, back to dark brown. Someone had to be fired for that. How did that happen? How did they film that scene saying, Michael is blonde for like 10 seconds? Okay, now put on the regular one. How does that happen? That is awful. What the fuck? That's blonde. How did that happen? Someone had to be fired. That was fucking blonde. And then don't get me started on the stupid trucker hillbillies in this. We got a bunch of rednecks because this is Illinois, Haddonfield, and yet there's a bunch of people. We gonna get that Michael Myers. We gonna shoot him good. There's a lynch mob, and the movie ends. They're like escaping Haddonfield, and Michael. It's like they drove past cops and everything, but Michael pops up into the back of the truck like he was hanging on, but no one saw him. Was he underneath? Did he pull an Indiana Jones? I have no idea. And this part made me want to find whoever made this movie and just choke them and ask them what they thought they were doing. He climbs aboard, and there's like 3 dudes in the back of the truck, and then like the main people in the front, and he like kills the 3 in the back and goes from person to person slowly, and no one notices he's back there. He kills 3 people, no one screams, they get thrown out of the truck. Rear view mirrors. No one notices the 3 people get murdered in the back of the truck, and then he's attacking him. It just, the logic part of this movie was missing. There was no logic, or they just didn't care. They were like, who cares about logic? We just gonna write stuff in the movie to do what we want to happen, because it's a slasher movie and it's stupid and who gives a shit. The movie's just a logical mess. It makes no sense. And then they end it. It's like, alright, we're gonna kill Michael Myers again, because that works so well with abandoning him for other movies in part 3. But they like shoot him to shit and he just falls in like an old mine or something, and that's done. Okay, bullets. They've never stopped him in the past, but enough shotgun bullets will. And it also brings up a point that really annoys me in these movies. Like Michael, at least in the first one, seemed like he had constraints. He was still like a human being, even if he was the vessel for evil. In this, like, he's getting blown to bits with a shotgun, but he's still completely intact. There's no like wads of flesh being ripped off because it's a fucking shotgun. Like, really? Like, he's impervious to damage at this point, but they shoot him to death, and then the evil takes over Jamie because she goes and stabs her stepmother in the bathtub. It's like, okay, that part was effective. It's like the evil's transported into her now, and they were thinking maybe now she can be the villain and become the new Michael Myers or whatever. That's nice, but no, in part 5 they bring him back anyway because Michael Myers not in the movie equals no money. Yeah, this is a bad movie. It's a total disaster in filmmaking. I despise this movie, I really do. Part 3, it was complete utter nonsense, ridiculousness, craziness, and I was so like just intrigued at how awful and strange it was that I couldn't fully hate it. I still had respect. They were trying to do something new. Here they're going back. They think they're doing the same shit. Let's do another POV shot of like someone lurking up to stab someone, except it looks like ass. The opening of this movie, so much of it, like the Halloween theme. Like, remember how they all open with pumpkins? Even in part 3, a digital pumpkin. And this one, it's just like random boring shots of creepy looking shit with no music, no classic Halloween music. They didn't know what they were doing. It's a fail on every level of filmmaking. The acting, Danielle Harris was good. The kid actor in this was good, and that's about it. Everyone else sucks. It's a horrible movie. I hate it, actually. I really do. This movie's awful. It sucks balls. I hate Halloween 4. It's really... They should have left Michael dead. They should have just went on with anthologies. As bad as 3 was, get a better script and do something else, because bringing him back just ruined things even worse. This movie's atrocious, it's awful, there's very little in it to actually like. It's poor from a filmmaking standard, from a continuity standard. Overall, this movie's a disaster, and the best argument I can make in its defense is, well, it's like a lot of slashers. It's bad, inane, just devoid of logic, but it's kind of fun to watch, and I can't even say that, because it's not fun. It actually pissed me off and upset me for insulting my intelligence, and some of you can watch that scene and just be like, oh, I get it, it's a dumb slasher, haha, ain't that stupid. This movie pissed me off, and it did it often. I was just like, God, it's boring and it's just bad, and it really, really fucking annoyed me. And the thing is, I don't know if I quite want to go for the full extent of my hatred, because I know it's gonna get worse. There's worse coming, so I know this isn't the worst of the series. It's gonna get a lot worse, but this is still devoid of positives. So I gotta hate on it, I gotta shit on it. So yeah, Halloween 4 gets an F. I hate this movie, I fucking hate it. They ruined it. They just really, this movie makes me wish they left Michael Myers dead. I wish they just stopped at 2, and then they were all on anthologies. This one just soured my whole experience. And yeah, like I said, I know for a fact they're gonna get worse, but at this point it's just levels of F ratings basically in the future. Is how bad is it gonna be? Some are maybe just gonna be like a D-, some are gonna be F, depending when I rewatch and try to measure it out, levels of crap, and this one just was high enough for me. This gets an F. I was borderline, maybe a D or D-. No, it's an F. It pissed me off. When a movie pisses me off, I gotta give it an F. So comment below, tell me your thoughts on Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers. I know some of you out there like it. I've read the comments and it's like, sorry, I had to crap on it. I didn't like it. If you do, that's fine. I know some people do. So yeah, comment below, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.